up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely when the day that lies ahead of me seemed impossible to face, and when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. wanna see you with me, give a little sign. I'll be there after a while if you want my love. We can boogie on down, down, boogie on down, down, boogie on down, down, boogie on down, on down. Let's groove tonight. Share the spice of life. Baby, slice and dice. We gonna groove tonight.
The graduation ceremony will be live stream on YouTube. The search word is 2022 ArTES graduation. Again, it's going to be a live stream on YouTube. Search word 2022 ArTES graduation. Thank you.
things I've got to remember. You're shying away. I'm coming for you anyway.
I just wanted to take a moment to remind you to please silence your cell phones so they don't go off in the middle of the ceremony. And please remain seated when we start the procession of the graduates. Outside of the anthem, please stay seated throughout the entire ceremony. Thank you very much. students, please remain standing, and parents, please rise for the national anthem. Good evening, everyone. You may be seated. My name is Ann Maschler. I'm the proud principal of ArTES, and I would like to welcome family, friends, students, and staff to the 10th graduation ceremony at ArTES Magnet for the class of 2022. Tonight is a celebration of all of your hard work, your diligence, thoughtfulness, and a closing of the most important chapter in your lives so far. You have been models to the underclassmen, and it's demonstrated by your actions and your attitude what it means to be a student, citizen, and artist. Families and parents, you have encouraged and pushed and supported your children to get them to this very moment in their lives, so congratulations to you as well. Teachers and staff, thank you for the superhuman effort you make every day and for your passion for guiding young learners. You've made a difference in the lives of everyone here tonight. We have a wonderful program planned for this evening, so without further ado, let's begin the celebration. I would like to introduce to you the senior class president for the class of 2022, Ms. Lizette Andrade Fernandez.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to welcome faculty, family, friends, and students to the graduation of the class of 2022. My name is Lizette Andrade Fernandez, ArTES Senior Class President. We are here today to celebrate the accomplishments and successes these graduates have achieved in their 4 years, but in particular this year. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the struggles and battles it took to get to where we are, because the work we put into reaching this goal is just as important as the outcome of us being here. During sophomore year, it felt like our only complaint was completing the soaps for Mr. Mann. By senior year, we complained about Evans and Conant's endless projects, but let's not focus on that. Now, our only complaint is saying goodbye to staff and classmates. As I reflect back on my years at ArTES, I remember being a shy and timid person who avoided public speaking and big responsibilities. But now here I stand as senior president, speaking to the graduating class and their loved ones. We all have shown immense growth at this school, which is why you are sitting where you are, and I am speaking publicly in front of hundreds of people and taking the responsibility of the senior class. We have leveled up, as the ArTES walls would say. Being the senior class that returned physically after a tragedy, we have some weight on our shoulders to exceed certain expectations. Our transition back had a few rough spots, but as the visionaries, We leave the legacy of making it through under any circumstances. And today is a result of that. A diploma states your 4-year completion at this school, but it signifies 13 years of hard work, the victories you obtained, the dedication, the determination, and all the diligence it took to make it to today. So don't forget to celebrate and recognize yourselves. You did it and you deserve it. After today, we will all part our ways and commence our separate lives. And my advice to you, the graduating class, is to live confidently and with passion. You will be faced with many life challenges, but remember, you are all capable of overcoming anything. Those challenges will only help you grow further as a person. Before our time here comes to an end, I want to recognize and appreciate Ms. Evans and Ms. Natureman. You both have been my mentors and second moms during my 4 years, and I'm eternally grateful to you for being a part of shaping me into the woman I am today. Thank you. To my friends, Stink Team, thank you for making this year a memorable one. Love you guys. And Ricardo Gavea, thank you for all you do to make me happy and for being the shoulder I run to. I love you. Por supuesto, esto no sería posible sin el apoyo y amor incondicional de mis padres. Gracias por todo que han hecho por mí. Los amo. Al igual que mis profesores mencionados y mis padres, todos ustedes, maestros y padres, deben ser celebrados hoy. Nos has mostrado a nosotros una enorme cantidad de apoyo y amor. En nombre de la clase que se graduará en 2022, les agradecemos y les expresamos nuestra eterna gratitud. Parents and faculty, you are to be celebrated today as well. You have shown all of us a tremendous amount of love and support. On behalf of the graduating class of 2022, we appreciate and thank you.
Thank you, Lizette. I would now like to invite to the stage Cody Tabamo to perform Gabriel's oboe. Test, test. No. Thank you, Cody. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. I would also like to congratulate you again, Cody, on earning the honor of being our valedictorian speaker for the class of 2022.
I'm struggling. Okay. Here. Good evening, class of 2022. We have come here tonight in celebration of 4 years of work at this school. It's been far from an easy 4 years. I mean, we went through a global pandemic, threats of a global conflict, Miss Evans' 37 different websites you had to use during remote learning, sourcing and misnachments, and all while being away from each other. But we made it, and we're taking our first steps into the real world. Now we're here. So I was really struggling to come up with what to talk about in the speech, like I was whining and moaning to my friends. But then I randomly remembered this YouTube video I watched in 5th grade. And it was one of those videos that was like 100 interesting facts you probably don't know. But one thing that I still remember after all these years was when it talked about these monks in Tibet. So in Tibet, there are these Buddhist monks, and they'd make these like mandalas out of colored sand. But once they'd finished like these intricate designs, they would just destroy it. I did a little more research on why they destroy them, and it was actually because it was a reminder of the fact that life is impermanent. Somehow, that idea of impermanence is something that's stuck to me and has actually helped me for a lot of my life, especially as a musician. In 6th grade, I started music on the violin, and I was pretty terrible. But I stuck with it, and by 8th grade, I was first chair in my school's orchestra. And going into high school, I went through a similar process. I accidentally joined our marching band. It's a whole story, but I was too shy to back out, and I needed to learn how to play the flute. I sucked. I could barely play any notes, but again, I stuck with it, and today I'd say I'm pretty good at it. And again, I had to learn a couple more instruments throughout the years, and every time I thought about that sucky 6th grader on the violin and thought, as long as I stick to it, I will improve. And more proof of that is right over there with our performing musicians. I helped teach a lot of the musicians, and like me, they started really bad, barely being able to play any notes. But after countless hours, a lot of effort and dedication, they performed here for us. And I'm really proud of every one of them for that. So could we have like a little round of applause for our musicians? And even further proof is in front of me with the class of 2022. I'm not very close to a lot of you, but I know that each and every one of us have gone to great distances to be here today. From balancing sports, cheer, or band with your regular classes, or taking extra AP or college classes, it was a struggle to get here, but we made it. What's next for us though? You might have seen me around campus with one of these things. It's a Rubik's Cube. It's just a toy, but I think that you can teach a pretty good lesson. It is pretty intimidating, like somehow you gotta get all the colors on one side and you don't know where to start. And I feel like that's how most of us feel about ourselves. We're like a jumbled up mess and we're confused on what to do. But back to that idea of impermanence, this scrambled, messed up state is only temporary. We can start turning some sides, and maybe we'll figure it out by ourselves. But we probably won't. I mean, I use YouTube, solve this thing. And that's okay. There's no shame in asking for help. Eventually though, as we try new things, make and learn from our mistakes, and look for help when we need it, we will figure ourselves out. One main problem though is that this solve stage is different for each and every one of us. What I consider solved in my life is probably a lot different from what you consider solved in your life. That's something we each need to figure out individually. No one is born knowing what they're doing or what they're going to do. I mean, we're all fresh, we're new, we're all just kids. And that's why we need to spend the time finding ourselves. Thankfully, as you continue growing in college or in the workforce, that will become easier. We've come a really long way. I mean, just 4 years ago, we were just dumb freshmen, and now we're dumb seniors. So let's keep turning and slowly solve our cubes. Thank you, and congratulations. I'd also like to welcome up to the stage our salutatorian for the class of 2022, Saria Lopez.
Thank you, Cody. Good evening, class of 2022, and welcome back into the world we have long been awaiting to reopen. It's an honor to speak on behalf of such a unique graduating class, full of artists and creatives in a place seemingly unlikely to harbor that sort of colorful, expressive environment. How many of us, however, have truly stopped to ask, what is art? A very cliche question to ask a graduating class full of artists, I know. But consider this definition, that art is the expression and application of human creative skill and imagination. It's impossible to attribute a single meaning to a word that makes up the core of our presence here tonight, in the middle of a graduation from an art school, just as it's impossible to generalize the class of 2022. We are people who have proven that we are capable of injecting the love of our craft into everything life throws at us. Feel proud, for we have successfully shown our community that art can empower people like us and promote innovation for a brighter future. Now here's where our uniqueness comes into play. As artists, we are faced with distinctive challenges, primarily the business of how we should go about portraying the problems that rattle the foundations of our world. We torment ourselves asking, what are the right words to say? How do I set my message on display for the rest of the world to see? All of these questions are answered simply in a lyric from Andrew Hoyzier's song, Nina Cried Power. It's not the song, it is the singing. And surely it will be our voices that will move mountains to make this path we all walk upon smoother for the next generation of artists to come. Of people who dare walk the same road you and I tread down upon, hand in hand full of strength and determination to ask one last question. Do you dare disturb the universe? If there's something to be learned from the spirit of our school, is that if you find there is no space for you yet, then create it. In a world that does not view eccentricness or creativity as serious or professional, it is important we continue asserting these parts of ourselves to destroy the social standards we are locked into as minorities. Thank you to all the teachers and staff who believe in the power of art, second chances, and unheard voices. También gracias a mi familia que se quedó conmigo durante todas las largas noches y nunca perdió la fe en mi futuro. So with all this in mind, I say goodbye with a quote from Walt Whitman's Song of Myself. Long have you timidly waited, holding a plank by the shore. Now I will you to be a bold swimmer. To jump off in the midst of the sea, rise again, nod to me, shout, and laughingly dash with your hair. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Miss Mashler.
Thank you, Sarai. Oh, thank you. I love you too. Okay. Welcome again, ArTES families, friends, and guests. Welcome, ArTES staff, and welcome, class of 2022. Congratulations, you have made it, and the day has finally come to celebrate the last 4 years, to celebrate you and your achievements. Like your first cry, your first steps, or your anxious first day of kindergarten, this is a proud moment for all of your families here tonight. Moms and dads, aunts and uncles, grandparents, siblings, cousins, guardians, caretakers. I hope you feel all of their love tonight. And I hope you feel the support and care of all of your teachers who are cheering you on tonight and will keep rooting for you in the years to come. As high school graduates, you have big plans. And as adults, we have asked you for years about these plans. We have bugged you to choose schools, passions, a major, a career. But I'd like to encourage you to not just plan for what you will become, but also reflect on who you want to become. What kind of person does the world need right now? How can you show up to be a part of a positive change, a change towards a more kind, just, and equitable society? Some of you might have heard about the paperclip challenge. If you haven't, it's a really simple idea. You start with a small paperclip, find a person who is willing to trade it for something slightly more valuable, like a pen, and then you trade your way up to more and more valuable items. My son, who's a little bit younger than all of you, just did exactly this last weekend. He managed to trade from a paperclip to a Nike foam roller, to a $100 gift certificate, and then all the way to a $300 plush king-size quilt that he definitely does not need. Now imagine, instead of teenage boys looking for more stuff, if we thought of all of our interactions with others as a paperclip challenge, as a way of trading up. What if for every small thing we give, every act of kindness, every caring word, every show of support, we received something slightly bigger, more impactful? What if every time we receive kindness and support, we give back more? If a 14-year-old can go from a paperclip to a fancy quilt in a matter of hours, imagine what we all could accomplish collectively if we vowed to always give back a little more than we received. What a profound impact all of you could have on your environments. How much connectedness and positivity you could create. It won't fix all the world's problems, but it will be a beginning. Because when we feel connected to each other, we are kinder, more patient, and more supportive. We take better care of our communities, and we start to think more collectively as opposed to individualistically. And that is what the world needs right now. So as you set out on your journey into adulthood, consider being the beginning. Class of 2022, I cannot express enough how proud I am of you and how I'm rooting for you for the years to come. As you go and find your way through this world, always remember that you are worthy, you are loved, and you are supported by all of us. And to all of our ArTES parents and families, thank you. Thank you for entrusting your children to our care for the past 4 years. We could not, and your children could not have done it without you. Class of 2022, congratulations, lift each other up, and make yourselves proud. We are now moving on to our next performance, which is the story of tonight from the musical Hamilton. I have the pleasure of bringing to the stage Alina Gutierrez, Catherine Fulcher, Hazel Izaguirre, Julie Lima, Laisha Moore, and Isaac Reyes, the senior member of the CCLA Theater Company.
I may not live to see our glory.
I may not live to see our glory, but I will gladly join the fight. But I will gladly join the fight. When our children tell our stories, and when our children tell our stories, they'll tell the story of tonight. Let's have another round tonight. Let's have another round tonight. It's a glass to freedom, something they can never take away,
No matter what they tell you.
Raise a glass to all of us. Tomorrow there'll be more of us, telling the story of tonight. Raise a glass to freedom, something they can never take away.
No matter what they tell you.
Raise a glass to all of us. Tomorrow there'll be more of us, telling the story of tonight.
All right, thank you very much. Now we have arrived at the presentation of the class and the conferring of the diplomas. Please join me in giving a round of applause to Ms. Jagi, one of our senior advisors for the class of 2022.
Ms. Mashler, family and friends, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the 2022 graduation of ArTES Magnet. I certify that these 90 candidates for graduation have fully satisfied the requirement prescribed by Los Angeles Unified School District.
Lisette Andrade Fernández. María Guadalupe Arbajo. Alejandra Artiga Menjivar. Lía Áviles. Lindsay Vaca. Raven Brooks. Venecia Quetzali Buenrostro. Dianara Cacho. Reilani Giselle Campos. Nevea Candía. Vivica Carvajal. Cristian Carrillo Mendoza. Fabiana Carrillo. Destiny Michelle Rodriguez Clark. Zoe Corrales. Joana Guadalupe Cota. Isel Cruz. Celeste Delgadillo. Anthony Delgado. Giovanni Díaz Núñez. Jade Alexandria Braulier. Cristian Estrada Cabral. Natalie Estrada García. Alisa Gabriel Fajardo. Catherine Fulcher. David Galvan. Emily Saraí García. Jacqueline García. Nadia García. Nathan Armando García. Zaira Lisette García. Gómez. Leslie González Lara. Stephanie Berenice González Valencia. Jessica Alejandra González. Catherine González. Natalie González. Ricardo Gobea. Andrea Guerrero. Alina Gutiérrez. Ricardo Hernández Cárdenas. Cristian Hernández. Giselle Hernández. Bruno Huizar. José Arturo Islas. Hazel Abinel Izaguirre. Oscar Jiménez Pinto. Julian Lima. Saraí Consuelo López. José Marín The Blender. Marinero. Alex Martínez. Jesús Martínez Jr. Maribel Mayorga. Cielo Menchaca. Jasmine Monge. Annabelle Moore. Laisha Mora. Ulises Moreno. Jacqueline Morón. Natalia Nario Rosales. Michael Ochoa. Carlos Olalde. Alexa Oviedo. Marjorie Rebueno Pelayo. Marlene Pérez González. Isaac Reyes León. Leslie Rivera Torres. Adelina Rodríguez. Charlize Sierra Rodríguez. Emily González. Octavio Ruiz. Matthew Samir. Bryant Santos. Guillermo Sarabia. Jesús Cito. Gladys Solano González. Justin Sumano. Cody Tabamo.
My eyes were really sweaty. That's weird. It's weird. Stupid allergies. So before we get to the next part of our program, I first want to make sure that everybody knows that you're invited to a small reception that we're going to have in the CCLA Quad after the ceremony is done. Please, family and guests, make sure that our graduates have exited and our staff has exited, and then you can join us in the quad for dessert and drinks. For those of you who have ordered graduation photos, the group photos will be taking place in J117 in Mr. Brody's room. And now it's time. So graduates, will you please rise? So the graduation tassel is a symbol of success. And some people believe the reason why you begin with the tassel on the right is that you have to earn the right to graduate, which each and every one of you has done. Are you happy, Mr. Manikitchian? Moving the tassel to the left after graduating is symbolic of crossing over from high school to another stage in your life. And also honoring that you will always keep your alma mater close to your heart. So by the authority vested in me as a representative of Los Angeles Unified School District and a senior advisor, I now confirm you as graduates of ArTES Magnet for the 2021-2020 school year. Please move your tassel from the right to the left and turn and face your family and friends. I am proud to present to you the graduating class of 2022. It's 12:15, go to class. I said it.
hear my story straight. My friends are in the bathroom getting higher than the Empire State. My lover, she's waiting for me just across the bar. My seat's been taken by some sunglasses asking about a scar. I know I gave it to you months ago. I know you're trying to forget, but between the drinks and subtle things, the holes in my apologies, you know, I'm trying hard to take it back. So if by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight. Now I know that I'm not all that you got. I just thought maybe we could find a way to fall apart. But our friends are back, so let's raise a glass. 'Cause I'm about to want to carry me home. By the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight.
Told me that soon that these will be the good old days. All the love you forget, and all these reckless nights you regret. Soon your heart's gonna change. You'll miss the magic of these good old days.
I was thinking about the band, I was thinking about the fans. We were underground, loaded merch in that 12-passenger van, in a small club in Minnesota, and the snow outside of First Ave. I just wanted my name and a star. Now look at where we at, still growing, still growing. I would lay in my bed and dream about what I'll become. Couldn't wait to get older, couldn't wait to be some. Now that I'm here, wishing I was still young. Those good old days.
I wish somebody would've told me, babe,
It's a